Captain of Clarke Road United, Yannick Otley. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the members of the media, we welcome you to the official launch. Please put your hands together. I will be your host this morning, Whitney Husbands, and today it's a special day because sport is very instrumental when it comes to not just our young people, but the community at large. And cricket is something that we hold very close to our hearts. And many of you, I'm sure, played cricket at some point in time in your life, even as a female. I am sure you played. I mean, I attempted to play. Let's just say I could catch the ball fairly, and I could bat if I'm on a good day. On a fairly good day. But I'm sure I'm able to still play to this day, at least one match. So with that being said, thank you for joining us for what is a proud moment, the official signing and media launch of KFC Clarke Road United. Today, we are not just announcing a sponsorship. We are here to witness the beginning of what is going to be a great partnership between KFC, Trinidad and Tobago, and Clarke Road United. A partnership built on community opportunity and the belief that youth deserve the greatest pathways and greatness when it comes to being on and off the field. KFC's alignment with Clarke Road United is more than branding. It is a deliberate investment in youth development, in sport, community upliftment through structured programs, and ensuring that talented young cricket players have a platform to rise, advance, and be seen. Through this partnership, the club will now proudly carry the title KFC Clarke Road United. You'll put your hands together for that, that's a big deal. Symbolizing both the strength of the club's 45-year legacy and the promise of its future powered by meaningful support. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, to begin this morning's proceedings, it is my pleasure to first invite the man whose leadership and vision has shaped Clarke Road United into what it is today, the president of the club, Mr. Baldath Mahabir.
Thank you very much. So now we have mixed cricket. So I open the batter with her. Right. So let me first acknowledge the members of the head table. And let me apologize for Nicholas Puran's absence, Nikki P29. He was called to a meeting as a sport ambassador. He's still trying to make it. He's on his way down. And I had to remind him last night when he told me about it. I said, Nico, you remember the last time you leave me in Port of Spain hustling the south, what happened, right? So, right. So he said, no press, you have a driver. So, but I'm hoping he'll still make it. So, let me just, in terms of sport development, permit me to take you back a little bit in history before we come forward. In Trinidad, when sport developed, it developed firstly in the urban centers. The major sports were played in Port of Spain and San Fernando. And that is because commerce and facilities and such things, people got there to work. So because the commerce in those areas was strong, the facilities in those areas were developed, and you had to play one of the major sports in cricket in Port of Spain. And to make that thread and connect of how commerce drives things, oil was discovered in Point Fortin. And Point Fortin became a sporting hub because now they had the resources. People like Alvin Cornell and Prior Jones were moved from Port of Spain physically to Point Fortin to develop the talent, to develop sport in Point Fortin. And Point Fortin went on to have so many good sportsmen, like Edgar Vidal and Wilfred Cave and the Morans, Steve David, who still lives down there. And even today, Jerome Richards comes out of there, and Levi Garcia comes out of Santa Flora. So that thread along that energy belt down there, that produced good sportsmen because the commerce produced good sportsmen. And then Caroni's influence, connecting north to south via Cuba and Chaguanas and the development of sport in that area, because Caroni funded it, and Caroni carried that commercial burden. And it went up to Rima because commerce got, but largely the rest of Trinidad and Tobago, rural Trinidad, if we may call it that, remained largely on top. The talent remained largely on top. And for talent, you can have the greatest talent in the world, but you don't have partners and resources with you to develop that talent and to develop facilities and to develop continuity, we are all going to suffer as a nation. In the small rural village of Clarke Road, we dared to dream, some young 19-year-olds and less than 19, with little scope for advancement in the community. But we dreamed. We had these dreams of playing what was then TCC cricket. And what did we do? We created our own pathway. So we started a little youth team. And in 1980, we hitched our wagon to the Aloy Liquai brainwave. His dream was to make Trinidad and Tobago cricket and West Indies cricket accessible to every village in Trinidad and Tobago. We bought into that dream. And in 1980, we started as Clarke Road United in what was then the Southwest Zone. I'll fast forward in the history of our club. And over that period, we have produced stars and superstars. Nicholas Puran is a superstar. We helped produce Niku. Some of you here might not know, but Suraj Raghunath, Darren Ganga, Adrian Bharat, Andy Phillip, they all West Indian players. They all played for our club. Our own skipper, Yannick Otley, West Indies youth, Trinidad and Tobago captain, a master's graduate. We have with us Gregory Mahawe, former Trinidad middle order. We have Mukesh Prasad, who took up the mantle from Ranjit Anand and manfully carried us till about 150 or so first-class wickets. And I don't know if to call Mr. Sukhdev Singh retired or still active, but he's also a national player. And what fueled the dream for us? The dream was fueled by the first fact that we accepted that we cannot do it alone. And those are the reasons we're still here today. We needed advice, support, resources, facilities, coaches. We recognized, too, that the business of sport was emerging as a major game changer. We were perhaps one of the first clubs to embrace sponsorship and travel kits and brand our playing kits with color. We put green on our uniform, Roger, because cricket was an anonymous game. You're going down the road, you see two teams playing in white, you don't know who playing who. So we started to put green on our uniform. I have that original uniform still. We put green and green on, yeah. And so as you look at, you go to a game and you see a team playing with green stripes and white clothes, boy, Clarke Road playing. I'll give you a girl stopped one day with a van. This is the truth. We didn't have a good clubhouse, so we under a tree. My brother, myself, Ishwar Maharaj, a few of us. And the girl stopped. Look at the van. I wonder what team playing there, boy. So we turn around and watch. She said, wait, this team has some real good-looking fellas, boy. But so we started a brand. We were also the first club in the country, way back in 1985, to engage a non-national player to represent us in domestic competitions. He didn't come here to work for school or for anything else, but specifically to play cricket first. That player was Rabindranath Seeram. And Blacks, as we fondly call him, opened the gates for all the Guyanese and Bajan and Jamaican players and for the movement of sportsmen around the Caribbean. We pioneered that in 1985. How we grew from a village team to a national league team was rather interesting. We were struggling 4 years in the zone, and again a brainwave. I had played some cricket with Sheldon Gomes as a youth for a team called Flamingos. And I also played some cricket with Rafiq Jumadeen at Texaco for a year. So I'd say, Razif, if you and Gomesy come and play one season for me, you know we'll beat everybody. So said, so done. Rafiq played 2 seasons. Sheldon played 1. And we won. We went from zone to premiership in that particular year. So there are many innovations that we encourage, but today is not about that. Today is to recognize and celebrate the start of what I'm sure will be another game-changing event in the annals of local and regional cricket history. Today, a giant in the corporate world is partnering with our community, our preferred sport, to create an environment and a model that will lead to multiple benefits, many mutually so. An international brand endorsing a club with an internationally recognized superstar to create opportunities for cricketers at all levels, creating synergies from the grassroots player to the global superstar. Clarke Road United has long recognized as a leader in youth has long been recognized as a leader in youth development. But we have also positively influenced the leadership and the evolution of at least 3 other present-day Premier One clubs. Mr. Chairman, your corporation has partnered with us every step of the way. And for this, we want to say a thank you publicly today as well, because without you, we would not have been anywhere where we are. And as a very proactive chairman, you know, we have, just for the first day the Minister of Sport took office, he came to Clarke Road and Mr. Maharaj and myself and some others walked through the facility to see what could be done. Today, as KFC joins hands and shares resources with us, we are urging other communities to dare to dream. We are living and building on our dream. So can you. Sport in a community is the easiest, surest way to ignite the sporting fires in Trinidad and Tobago. And we want to thank KFC for believing in us. Sport, community development, and commerce are intrinsically linked to national development. Mr. Ramarose and members of the KFC family, we are deeply grateful for your support and encouragement, and we pledge to make you proud of your association with us. To the other community organizations in Trinidad and Tobago, let me remind you, please dare to dream. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahabir. So, quick question. That means it is a long-going thing that all the men on the team are good-looking.
Yeah.
That's one of the requirements.
That's a prerequisite.
For sure. Wow, that's interesting. So that means I have to come and watch some of the games.
Oh, very much.
All right, as we move right along, as we celebrate this partnership in the heart of Penal Dibe community, it is fitting to hear from the leadership of the region. We now invite the chairman of the Penal Dibe Regional Corporation, Alderman Gautam Maharaj, to offer brief remarks.
Bharat already said they are opening the batting, so I guess I am... or a bowler. Okay, it feels good to be amongst winners. Let us give ourselves a round of applause. Because ever since a child, I dreamed of being near the Colonel or seeing the Colonel in real. And here I am with the Colonel. There's no better winning story than KFC itself and the story of the Colonel. I would have seen that where the Colonel would have achieved his success really at a later stage in life, which shows patience and perseverance, values that certainly the cricketing team can take with them. What a wonderful story. And also what stood out for me is the fact that after gaining that initial success, the Colonel decided to go into this franchise mode, which meant sharing, sending this out, not just holding it or hoarding it, so that others can be able to operate and share the, how many herbs and spices? 11, good. The 11 herbs and spices, yeah, good. So nice story there. So there's no better partnership that I can see happening between KFC and the Clarke Road United team. I'm sure that it will bear fruits. It will bring forth players that will continue to ascend to the high levels that you dream of. In the region itself, we have our role in terms of the infrastructure, which we do a very good job at. I would say our grounds are well kept. In particular, Wilson Road is one that I can speak of, because we have been putting now some structure into how we manage our facilities. We have put a structure for the wheel tractors, the cutters that do the cutting, so that now you'll see consistently our grounds are maintained. We'll, of course, give some increased emphasis now, knowing that, there will be this focus. We had already done the Java program there, that is with the young persons training through the Ministry of Sports. We had the closeout at Wilson Road. So we do have focus there. We'll put some increased focus now. For the young people, Mr. Bala, to take back is the aspect of the values which I mentioned earlier on. I am a believer. I do many programs in my private life in terms of value education, character building. And the sport is one aspect of it, the physical aspect of the bat and the ball, but the aspect of demonstrating true character, values through honesty, and other values that the cricketing sport itself would require to ensure it always remain a gentleman's game. Of course, there is no better place where this has been demonstrated. When I first went, after taking up the office of chair, I was visiting the grounds and I stopped at Wilson Road I'm sure you would recall, and there was a fire in a house nearby, and you were playing Queen's Park. You remember that day? And they dismantled their game, they discontinued their game in terms of going and offer this service to run a bucket brigade. Because the fire service was coming from Siparia, and they were attending to a fire in Timor-Leste. And the cricketers decided that they will give up their own desire for their game, their own pleasure. That is really the height of sacrifice, where they did that bucket brigade, and it's actually that bucket brigade that saved that house and saved a dog that was there. So it is those type of stories that we must also inculcate in our physical activity. In fact, I was speaking earlier on during a bit of chit-chat with Mr. Ambrose, and I know him well, but I was so busy because KFC supports us during the disaster times and so on, and we were chatting, and I was saying that we should make it a formal component, this aspect of character building and value education in all of these areas that we do this type of sponsorship. Because Baldatam shared the rural aspect. He identified rural versus north and so on. And it is not just a geographic separation. There is also the socioeconomic distinction that differentiates one from the other. And one of the diseases that we suffer from in the rural areas, and is an admittance, it's an honest, open admittance for the sake of somewhere help can come, is the disease of alcoholism. Many of our young people, what you see today in your teams, there are so many left back behind because of many reasons. And this is why I emphasize on this character building, value education type of infusion, because many of our young people come from homes where alcoholism have destroyed those homes and deny them the opportunity to take up positions like in these opportunities that come by. If it is that together with, as I said, accelerating their skills in the physical area of the batting and the bowling, we infuse it, it will do certainly a lot for these areas. In fact, in these areas, the celebration, and I was chatting, and I think some of us are aware, celebration after a game is what? Is under the mango tree, crack the seal, and that's it, right? So my advice might be celebrate with KFC going forward, yeah? Nice. So on behalf of the Pinal-Debe Regional Corporation, I commit that we are here for you to ensure that the facilities are well-oiled and in order, and we'll continue to work with you also in this area in the leadership dimension that I'm exposing the region to also in terms of character, ethics, morality, and values. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in this partnership.
Thank you so much, Chairman Maharaj. Your words were very inspiring, because I think persons sometimes don't understand the importance of sport and how we hold cricket in Trinidad and Tobago is a big deal, and using that as a forum to help not just our young people but bringing the community together with character building and education. You're amazing. Job well done. All right, so as we move forward, corporate Trinidad and Tobago is something that we tend to see persons looking for help and assistance, but KFC is always one where they drive towards what is best for each community, and today we are seeing that. And when we say they're standing with Clarke Road United, they are saying it and also showing it with action. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, representing the corporate partner behind today's signing, we now hear from the executive who has championed this alliance internally and externally, the Vice President of KFC and Pizza Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Roger Rambarose.
President of the KFC Clarke Road United Cricket Club, Mr. Baldat Mahabir, Mr. Gautam Maharaj, the man of many hats, chairman of the Pinal Regional Corporation. Now, Gautam and myself, as he said, we have shared many conversations with respect to disaster relief over the years, and finally I got a chance to meet him. So it was an absolute pleasure. Specially invited guests, members of the media, good morning.
Good morning.
At KFC, we believe in more than just serving great food. We believe in serving our communities. Clarke Road United stands as a symbol of resilience, excellence, and unbreakable spirit of community. Together, we are proud to invest in the dreams of young athletes, the future stars who will one day represent Trinidad and Tobago at the highest level, West Indies cricket or Cricket West Indies at the highest level, and the big global franchises, just like Nikki P has done so very well. And I must say congratulations to Clarke Road for not just creating and being part of the history of Nicholas Puran, but all of the foundations that has kept West Indies cricket and Trinidad cricket in the way it is today. So big congratulations to Clarke Road for keeping our legacy going. This partnership today is to the value of $650,000 over the next 2 years. And I was telling Ballard that this is the first 2 years just to get our feet wet. And I do suggest that the team start looking at a more longer-term relationship, because cricket is not just a one and done with respect to signing a check and handing it over, but it's the holistic development of the cricketer. We at KFC have been a key supporter of TKR for the last 5+ years. We have supported, and I see Vasu here from the Rampart Cricket Academy. We have been working closely with his academy. We have been working very closely with Vinod Mamchan and Cricket 360 with respect to certain programs. One of them was the spicy commentator program in the secondary schools cricket league. The reason why I'm saying this, we are building an ecosystem, and a large part of the ecosystem we were missing was the sponsorship of a club that we can stand by, a club where we can put the name KFC in front of, a club that we know there's a high level of transparency and accountability in the way in which they manage their affairs. And today, I'm very proud that we will work with Clarke Road to build a future where cricketers continue to inspire, unite, and uplift. So I thank you very much on behalf of the KFC team. I look forward to Clarke Road not only being #1 with respect to Trinidad and Tobago cricket, which we will make sure Clarke Road is #1, but in premier club in the Caribbean and the premier club globally. I'm also very heartened that Gautam is here as well, given his support from the Penal Regional Corporation. It's super important that we get the support from government, from corporate, and from the community to create the players that we need and we want in the future. Gautam spoke about the holistic development of the cricketer, and for us, it's very important. And for, I think, a large part of managing a brand like KFC is about managing your personal brand as a cricketer, as a sporting individual, because Nicholas has been able to attract poultry brands, Powerade brands, everything P he seems to be surrounding himself with. And I was going to throw that old talk for him, but he's just not here right now. But it's only because he has maintained that personal branding of who Nicholas Puran is. And it's important, and I'm glad he's associated with the club, because he will be able to pass that on to the younger cricketers coming up, because they are the future. Not just the future of the cricket, but the future of the community, the future of Penal, the future of Trinidad and Tobago, and the future of the Caribbean. It all starts with initiatives like these. So guys, thank you very much. I now hand you over to our lovely chairperson of proceedings.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you please put your hands together for our Vice President of KFC, Pizza Hut Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Roger Rambarose, and for KFC as well. Y'all could make some noise, That's $650,000. That is a big deal for 2 years, ongoing, long term. I am just happy for you all, and I understand, I'm understanding the history more about your club being here today. And what is standing out is that it's class. Like no other, it's clear. And I'm happy to hear and see and be a part of this today. So I could boast. Like if I was part of the club from since 45 years ago, just kidding. But it is really nice to be a part of something so monumental. As we move forward, we must hear from one of the members, the man who has to make sure that the team's morale is always high and they understand what it is to be a member of Clarke Road United. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the club's captain, Yannick Otley.
All right, so I'm not custom button in this order. Usually I used to be at the top, but today the president put me at the end, so it's just for me to kind of wrap up everything. So, good morning, everyone. We have club members here, Pina, the Bay Regional Corporation Chairman, Mr. Maharaj, the media, Cricket 360, the specially invited guests, and an extremely, extremely special good morning to our new sponsors, KFC, and the Vice President of KFC and Pizza Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Ambrose. So, just on behalf of the players and the entire club, I just want to extend a warm welcome to KFC. All right, today is really a truly special moment for us as we welcome our new sponsor. All right, at Clarke Road, we have a saying that we are more than a club. We are a community, we are a family. So from everyone, welcome to the family. All right? Your support, this initiative, like you have mentioned, is very important to us because it gives us the resources to continue growing, to continue to invest in our development, and to also push for excellence for both on and off the field. Right? So I especially want to highlight the importance of development. A lot was said here about Nicholas Puran. Right? He is our marquee player, no doubt about that. And he would have come through our development program under the, let me say, the astute coaching of the past Dashrat Maharaj, which is very important. He was very instrumental in our development. So this mission of us with this initiative is very important that we continue this legacy to continue discovering and nurturing the next generation of talent. Not one, not two, but we want to nurture a whole next generation to come from this, let me say, the small club of Clarke Road, right? The community club of Clarke Road. So, as one of the leaders of this team, I can promise you that we would wear your name KFC proudly in our jerseys, right? And we will represent it to the best of the ability, not only on the field by bringing in a couple of trophies, but also with respect on it off the field as well, with the partnership that we will develop. So once again, thank you. Thank you for trusting us and believing us. And I definitely look forward to this new partnership as we create something special both on and off the field. All right, before I finish, just to wrap things up, thanks everyone who was involved in organizing the event. It's very happy to see everyone here kind of come together and organize this initiative. So thanks again. Yeah.
So once again, please give it up for your captain, Yannick Otley. Now, on behalf of Nicholas Puran, he is unable to make it today because of other commitments. Not saying this is not important, but he was still in Port of Spain trying to make his way here. But I know he sent a message saying he sent his love and thank you for the continued support. And he is now one of the brand ambassadors for the brand as well. So please put your hands together for Nicholas Puran. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, how do you all feel? Make it sound like we have 10,000 people out there. How you all feel? You all feel good, right? This is a big deal, you know. This is not something small when you see corporate Trinidad come with a team, a sport club at this status. And also you mentioned before it was a rural area you all are coming from. Shows a lot of development and showing that it's not just, as you say, North Trinidad where it could have this development, but seeing great things. So you all need to song like 10,000 people out there, make some noise. That is what we're saying. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I invite the members of the head table to please sign the KFC Clarke Road United bats to mark the beginning of this official partnership. And once the bats are signed and completed, we will transition directly into the official group photo to capture this milestone moment. So members of the media, this time kindly stand by. The official photos will be taken first, followed by any interviews that you may request or may need. All right, so let's get these bats signed. Yeah, it needs to be framed.
There's a bat for every knee.
Okay. You're looking good.
The balls are the sign.
Yes. Is Colonel going to put finger licking good?
Sign from the company.
Yes? Can we move this back? Mr. Mahavir. Mr. Mahavir. So ladies and gentlemen, this new era of KFC Clarke Road United has officially begun.